It is 0-0. We started a little late here. Sorry about that. This is an offensive point. Tell me when.
You are live. It's being recorded. That was all cool, but
tell me when.
You are live. You could just start off and say, like, hey, good morning. Well, first 2 points has been this. Okay. Thank you, guys. Now?
Welcome to xEUCF 2021 here in Bruges, Belgium, where we have the Mooncatchers in blue against CUSB La Fotta in white. That's Brussels, team from Brussels in blue, team from Bologna, Italy in white. Score is still 0-0. This is an offensive point by Moon. There have been 2 turnovers so far. I'm Rai Vasudevan here, joined by Liam Grant. Liam, how you feeling this fine morning?
Ultimate is back, Ravi.
We're
Ultimate
back.
is back. This is my first time doing commentary in years. 2 years, I don't know about you.
Years.
Years, genuinely years, yeah. Excited to be here.
Lash is one deep. Ushinsky's underneath. There's going to be a pack of Lafota defenders. That's going to be defended all day.
Sebastian Rossi there cleaning up. I think it's the second D of the point already. Big chance for Bologna to break here.
We've got Podge Sweeney here on the mark. Gets it to Tognetti. Nice throw around to Calarota. Tognetti with it in the middle of the field. This is Bologna's second opportunity for a break this point. Franceschi. Tognetti now, middle of the field, gets it around to Rossi. Bologna now with it, closer to their attacking end zone. Can they punch this one in? Podge Sweeney, the Irish import, throws the around bake to Tognetti. This point is a lot calmer than their first possession. Now on the doorstep. Nice hammer there from, and that's going to work. That's a first break there for CUSB La Fotta. They put the score up 1-0.
Break for Bologna. Great patience there with that second possession. Get it in with the hammer. You feel like that was the way they're going to score. You see Mooncatchers really blocking up the open channel. Someone had to take on that throw. Tognetti throws up a juicy hammer for the goal. Break for Bologna to start things off.
All right, Liam Grant, what can you tell me about the history between these two teams? What should our viewers expect in this matchup here? First round of pool play at the xEUCF.
Yeah, Bologna coming in as reigning champions, but not first seed in some weird bizarre seeding that EUF has done. So they're reigning champions. Mooncatchers, almost home turf, just down the road. Had a great tournament there in Switzerland a few weeks ago. Really put themselves on the map to get a medal at this tournament. And yeah, people are picking this game to really kick off the Open Division. Both teams really want to win this. If they don't, they're going to find themselves in a harder road to the final. Bologna, I know a lot of them got in last night. Podge Sweeney got in about 12:30 last night. Yeah, you can blame the Ranelagh boys for slowing us down this morning. But yeah, it's a big game for both of them. Bologna look like they're a bit more awake this morning, though, Ravi.
Yeah, it's a nice first point. The first possession by the Moon, which I don't think was on the stream, looked quite solid up until a very kind of risky high-release pass up to Ben Yonkers. Now we see Ref Yonkers take the field, his brother. See if that'll help the Moon punch through this Bologna defense. A fresh new set of D-line players out of here from La Fotta. That's always their advantage. They have such a deep roster of players. Ref Yonkers now on the sideline. Over to Bontemps. Sorry, that's de Mesmaker. Inside shot to Feller. Yonkers was going deep. Feller decided to holster it.
Loving that Yonkers Wolfgang Müller matchup there downfield.
Yonkers puts it deep to Sofiane Bontemps. That's an easy score for Moon. A lot cleaner looking thing from the boys this morning. 1-1 the score now here in Bruges.
Yeah, that's the Mooncatchers offense we expected. Starting off with a scooper to the break side and just creating flow down the field. Very difficult offense to upset when they're hitting it like that. But Bologna already have one break in the bag. That's going to stand to them as this match progresses.
So we're going to get our first look here on this next point at the CUSB La Fotta offensive line. What can we expect to see out of a CUSB La Fotta offense here, Liam?
Yeah, a lot of the similar plays to the offensive line we saw 2 years ago when they won the European Championships. And I think is working the break side, trying to create flow. Not a team that takes deep shots too often compared to the likes of Mooncatchers, but using the break side and using their legs to create space and get up the field. You can see not a particularly huge offensive line either.
Yeah, known more for their speed than for their height and for their very quick flow and very, very excellent throwing acumen. Nice caught low pull. Some people let that go, but Lafota will not. Laffy with it in the middle of the field.
You see Mooncatchers with a zone as well. Kind of a classic Belgian zone. Almost a layout block.
Movement around. Laffy with it on the sideline. Kopi. Tonelli. Zani. Zani back to Kopi. Just working it carefully through this zone. Moon have had one slight layout opportunity, but since then, Lafota's just been happy to be patient. Moon here trying to force a lot of passes, trying to stop that flow offense that Lafota are so famous for. Scooby back to Kopi. Now they're punching through. Mooncatchers trying to change to person-to-person defense. Nice shot into the end zone, and that's just an easy score. Ricardo Zani picks up the first offensive line point. That puts it to 2-1 for Lafota.
Too easy for Bologna there. They just walked up the pitch. You see the Brussels team was trying to just sag in the lane, stop the handlers throwing downfield, and they just walked up the pitch, took a lot of short passes, eventually popped through. You see Mooncatchers tried to transition to a match defense, but just never got their mark on. You know, you're hoping more for the Mooncatchers D-line there to frustrate Bologna. It didn't really at all. You think a team like this with such good throws and legs, zone probably isn't the idea, in my opinion, to go up against them. You got to put some more pressure on them.
We'll see if they adapt later on this game, but for now, Moon are going to have a more comfortable hold. Again, the first possession of the game, Moon did not hold because we got a break, so Lafota are up one break right now, 2-1 the score here in Bruges. And again, this game, very important, as if the rest of the tournament kind of goes a bit to seed, the winner of this game will avoid Clapham until the final, whereas the loser might have to face them in quarters.
Yeah, and if this was Tom's Tourney, one break would be a massive deal because games are 50 minutes at Tom's Tourney. But thankfully, I think we have 90 minutes here.
Full real games.
Real games in Bruges. What an experience. I think ULTI.TV was here in 2011, was it?
That could be. That was before my time. I think might have happened. I'm not sure.
I remember it well. Feels like only yesterday I wasn't playing at it.
Feller fields the pull, centers to Ben Yonkers. You see again, Ref Yonkers not taking this offensive point. Ushinsky lashes it deep. That's Matteo Muller underneath it. Oh, and Matteo Muller boxes out well. You thought the Lafota was going to put some more pressure on it, but Mooncatchers collect that score to equalize at 2-2.
I can't believe it took like 10 minutes to see the first hook of the game. What have Mooncatchers been doing? I think they forgot that they're really good at that.
Yeah.
I think that's to be the first look every time for Mooncatchers. They should be making the Bologna give them the unders. They should be earning that respect deep, and they've got it there.
That's Matteo Muller with the score. Remember watching them at Basel Open. Of course, we know the Yonkers brothers and Arthur Feller, some of the key names, but two deep targets that I saw that really impressed me were Sofiane Bontemps and Matteo Muller, names that I didn't know as well, but it seems like they're, when teams force the Yonkers brothers under, give them more pressure, those are the guys that seem to be making the deep threats happen.
Excited to see Aaron Bruchlacker back on the line. When was the last time you saw him playing, Ravi?
The last time I saw him playing was probably with Mooncatchers in 2018 when they got a bronze medal.
Yeah, sporting an interesting mohawk at the moment. Don't know if that jersey quite fits him either. Still going for the 2009 baggy ultimate look.
I think that whole look does fit him, though. That's
yeah.
So Ref Yonkers trying to be on the D-line here, put more pressure on this Lafota offense. We'll see if he can do that. Kopi now takes the centering pass. Mooncatchers again throwing out a zone. This one more of an arrowhead. Laffy takes it on the side. Around pass to Kopi. Kopi, one of the older players on this Lafota side. Gasperini gets it up the line to Angela. You can hear the call to man. Person-to-person defense being called by Moon. And a bit of a drop there. And Moon are going to be able to capitalize on that. This is a strong line with Ref Yonkers out on the field.
An absolute gift there for Mooncatchers. I don't think there was really any pressure on him at all. Gasperini just dropped it.
Brooklocker immediately goes deep for Ref. I think it was a bit of a jostle for position in the cut, and Gasperini gets it back.
Yeah, you feel like if Ref actually was able to run that one down, he would have, but it seemed like he got caught up between two Bologna players.
It looks like ref was debating calling a blocking foul, that Gasparini was in his way and not going for the disc, but eventually I think he just thought the better of it and realized that now it's just a unfortunate moment.
You can see this Mooncatchers defense. Looks like just the handlers are sagging off and it's almost the handlers playing his own, but downfield it does look like they're trying to pick up matches, switching in between.
I do see Aaron Brooklocker there staring at the disc, so we'll see. Do have Ref Yonkers hanging out deep. Laffy now, middle of the field. Scarceni. Coppi goes deep. Scooby's there all alone. That's an easy score. They really caught Mooncatchers sleeping there. The deep defense not really on points.
Yeah, I feel like Aaron Brooklocker was baiting that for a while, and you're not going to do that against Bologna. Someone like Coppi, an experienced player, is going to throw that every time. Did well to get a lot of zip on it, not to hang it up. Gave the defense no chance, and a big opportunity goes to waste for Mooncatchers.
That was Eduardo Trombetti with the score. Apologies. So what do you think of this Moon zone so far? You didn't like it the first point. I don't know if you like it anymore.
I think it was better. It seemed like this time downfield they were kind of taking matchups a little bit with the cutters, but I want to see them put their handlers under pressure. I think looking at that Bologna O-line, they're so solid, such good players with their hands, intelligent players, but I think Mooncatchers might have some athleticism on them. I want to see them really, get in the mix with the handlers. Every reset, there's pressure on it.
So we'll see if they adapt to that. Because Lafota's other D-line coming out now. We see the likes of Torben Horschenmeyer and Dave Barsazzi, some of the younger guns that are trying to replace some of the losses they have on the D-line this year. And it looks like Cus Lafota are coming out with a zone of their own as Killian Walsh and Ben Yonkers head up the handling core. Low blade, and Barsazzi gets a paw on it. Unfortunate turnover there from Ben Yonkers, and Torben Horschmeyer, the German import, gets things going. That's Andrea Mastroianni, sporting also a new hairdo. Didn't recognize him. Gabriele Spizzo with the disc. Doesn't like the upline cut for Mastroianni. Low around pass. Collected there by Cini. Torben Horschmeyer here with the disc, the German import. Lafota always gets a couple imported players to come learn from them, and they can learn from the other. Torben Horschmeyer, German side this time. It's on the World Games short list for the Germans. Very strong young player. Around pass there to Spiso. Low pass again. Lafota's D-line really having to work for it on every pass. Horschenmeyer. Around pass to Barsazzi, but I think there's a pick on the field. He is too open.
He got up there, didn't he?
That's what he likes to do.
It's all that static electricity he's making from those pants actually powers him into the air.
You a pants player, Liam?
I've turned into a pants player as my career has progressed. Certainly at Siege Limerick is a place I'd wear pants. It's kind of pants weather, to be honest, here in Bruges.
Chilly stuff, but today is likely to be the best weather we have all weekend, so enjoy it while it lasts. Mastroianni. Mooncatchers D-line doing a great job of forcing lots of passes here. But Lafota's D-line offense playing very patiently. Mastroianni with the around flick blade for the score. And that'll do it as Guglielmo Cini reels it in for the Cus Lafota's second break of the game. 4-2.
That was a gorgeous throw there. They needed something to open up the end zone. That around flick break, leading the player out into space. Fantastic for Mastroianni. One of those players that's kind of in between two generations of Bologna. You have the old school, the likes of the Davide Moris, and then you have the new schools, the Laffis, the Barzazzis. But Mastroianni, someone who kind of disappeared off the scene for a while and has come back and has added that experience. Not sure about the whole bandana, curly hair look at the moment, but bit of a lockdown vibe to it.
Yeah, a lot of players coming out here with new hairstyles over the pandemic. You had a mustache at one point.
Yeah, that was interesting. You like the mustache.
The mustache mullet look. You really had that 80s hockey player style going on.
The
Mooncatchers
vibe
taking a
was good.
timeout here after they get broken twice early in the game. 4-2 for Lafota.
Yeah, not feeling super confident about my pick right now.
For those who don't know about that reference, we're actually both podcast hosts as well for a podcast called Eurozone. Go to ultiworld.com/Eurozone to check that out. We're also doing a lot of coverage this weekend with ULTIworld, helping out the ULTI.TV crew with some written assistance. Are you now? So anyways, in our podcast, we had a picks contest. You can go check that out. And basically, we try to fill out the whole bracket as if the tournament would actually, you know, follow through that way. And essentially, our differences in our picks, Liam, hinged on this game, whereas if Mooncatchers win this game, you're going to be in a good place for your bracket, and if Fota win this game, my bracket will be looking in good shape.
Yeah, I had a hot take. I had a hot take for Mooncatchers to win this game. And they're not playing as good as they can. These opening few points, they do not look like their usual selves at all.
Well, they're putting Ref Yonkers on the D-line and the secondary O-line. And I think maybe they're just a little too confident about how their offense can punch goals in. But I think you can do that in the second half maybe, but make sure you put your top players out there, Arnaud, to score all the points you can. And you see him coming out on offense now.
Yeah, we saw the first point. I don't think he played it. He was walking around the sideline in pants, and I was like, is he injured? Are they resting him? But he's in the shorts now. He's on the line.
Yeah, he played the second O-line after they got broken that time, and then he played the first D-line point. So I think they're trying to put him on D-line to give the D-line some extra firepower, but I would make an adjustment if I were the Mooncatchers coach and put him in until they come back on the O-line as well.
My thoughts on how to win this game was, not getting broken essentially all game. Having, one of the best O-lines in the tournament and just holding and maybe getting 1 or 2 breaks. It's going to be very difficult to get 3 or 4 off this Bologna team. They can't really afford to get broken much more in this game.
We'll see if their O-line can hold steady after the timeout. If the Brussels boys can get things together. Ben Yonkers here to collect the pull off the brick. Nice inside shot to his brother Ref. Pass to Bakemans. Beautiful pass to space for Bontemps, who collects another goal for the Moon. And that's the offense we like to see out of Brussels.
Beautiful flare in that point. You see the isolated Ref at the start of that big horizontal cut across the horizontal stack, coming in very flat. You see Ben Yonkers very confident throwing those breaks. And again, one good break pass to start things off is a great way to start flow. After that, they just got easy passes all the way to the end zone.
So there again, Sofiane Bontemps, another one of their targets on the O-line, the Mooncatchers. Very impressive team. I mean, they were pretty good before the pandemic, but I think after this pandemic, they look quite a notch better than I've seen them before.
Interesting, Ref Yonkers back on the field. Looks going to pull. How many points has he played already? Actually, not playing the first point, but since then he's been on the field quite a lot. He's
played, I believe, 2 O points and maybe 1 D point. So I think he's played 3 points out of 7 so far. It's going to be the 4th out of 8. So we'll see if they can put some pressure. So far, Lafota's O-line has been scoring without too much trouble. That pull's going to go out the back, and Lofty's going to be able to take it at the brick.
Let's see what the Mooncatchers defense can conjure up for this one.
Seem to be going a bit more person-to-person this time. Ref Yonkers guarding Cheney. Nice height matchup downfield.
You feel like for Bologna, you just don't pass to Cheney now. You just take Ref Yonkers out of the game.
But they are putting that arrowhead zone on the handler. So like you said, playing more individual downfield and arrowhead on the handlers. Big bid.
Game of leapfrog going on here on the sideline
from Vanderbroek. Around past to Laffy. Nice bid from Merlin Molast. Mitterer back to Laffy. Zani. Laffy now with it. Nice shot over to Karchani. And that's a goal for Wolfgang Mitterer, the Austrian import, on CUSB La Fotta.
A few layouts there, but I don't think they were even really on for Mooncatchers. Again, easy peasy for Bologna. Not sure if this defense strategy is working at all. giving them that easy reset, allowing them to swing and move the disc fast, which suits their style of play.
I wonder if it's a defense that worked for them in Basel, and that's why they're throwing it out and again. They haven't switched it up yet. I mean, if it hasn't worked this many times, now's the time to change. So we see Ref Yonkers coming off the field. So again, not playing the O-line's first point every time. He only plays after they get broken.
Which has been quite a lot so far. So we're likely to see him on the field again.
5-3 the score now. Lafota up 2 breaks. Games are full games to 15 here at the EUCF in Bruges. It's xEUCF. I got to get used to that. Throwing that X in there at the beginning of the.
Yeah, they do the extended ECF every 4 years.
They used to. I think they stopped in 2013 because they used to do it the year before World Clubs. But back then, the xEUCF was the only time that mixed was invited. And after 2013, they invited mixed every time. So
fantastic.
Great pull there from Lafota, and Yonkers is back in the corner of the end zone. Feller puts the scuba out into space for Ushinsky. Lots of pressure here from Lafota. Killian Walsh gets it through the defenders, and now Feller has it with nobody downfield for him. Ushinsky over to Walsh. Yonkers on the sideline, fakes the blade. Nice in-pad pass to the messmaker. Nice blade over the top. They've opened things wide open in this CUSB La Fotta zone. Feller now, Ushinsky. And nice transition offense there. You saw when Lafota were trying to go to their person-to-person defense, they really couldn't lock down. And Mooncatchers get a score. 5-4, still Lafota in front.
I do like that defensive look from Bologna, though. It stopped them playing the game they want to play. They couldn't be isolating the big cutters downfield. Had to throw a lot of overhead passes in the zone. I think they'll be happy with that look, even though they didn't get a turn off Mooncatchers. But we've seen Mooncatchers usually in the past execute those overheads extremely well. They did so at that point. But I do like the look from Bologna. It seems like that line, that personnel is their zone line.
Now, the one turnover we saw earlier was that kind of bladey throw. Yonkers put it a little low. This time he seems to have recalibrated his blades. So Ref Yonkers back out there on the D-line as the familiar CUSB La Fotta O-line, who so far has yet to really be stopped. You're talking about the layouts earlier. A lot of those layouts seem to be options they had no chance at, and I actually think on defense that's a really bad thing to do because you just give a free mark.
Yeah.
And then if they go off of that, you're completely out of position.
I feel like it's something you see in like University Ultimate, where people are just telling you to lay out for the sake of it. But if you want to lay out, you want to be pretty close to it. You don't be laying out and being a foot away and then just giving them an easy break throw or give go option.
Kopi now with the disc. As again, this saggy defense on the handlers is coming out of the Mooncatchers. Blady throw to Tonelli. Zani back into Carcini. Zani over to Chini. Carceni. Around break to Tonelli. That's a spot to no one, and finally Mooncatchers get a chance for the break.
And that was a great throw to absolutely nobody across the field, out of bounds by a good 20 yards.
Was there someone on the sideline that was open for it?
Absolutely not, Ravi, no.
Not even a spectator for that one.
Yeah, speculative shot that gives Mooncatchers. We'll see if Aaron decides to throw deep to Ref. Yeah, there he goes.
This time Ref has a better shot at it. He'll take that one down confidently. Mooncatchers trying to capitalize on this mistake. They're now on their doorstep. Ref is isolated in the end zone. Don't like it. Back to Brooklocker. Looks for it, goes around. High disc. That's collected by Don DeMare for the Moon, and they get their break.
Break for Mooncatchers. I'm not sure what Bologna were expecting Aaron Brooklocker to do, but it was definitely throw deep to to ref, which they did, and I felt like there should have been more pressure on that. Secondly, he was going to always going to throw to the end zone when he got it outside. You see, I like that. That's D-line offense, you know. That is D-line offense, you know. A lot of the time, you're not going to be as good as the opposition, so throw it deep to your best guy.
I think that particularly works because, you know, CUSB La Fotta's O-line's not known for their height or for their jumps. So that's a big advantage they have over when they're on the D-line offense to use Ref Yonkers in the air, high, deep. He's going to, anybody 50-50 ball, he's going to take it every time.
Yeah, there's absolutely nobody on that O-line that can match up against him.
The only where it worked was when Gasparini kind of blocked him out so that he couldn't get to the disc last time.
Literally just get 3 people to stand around him and box him in so he can't move on the field, and the other 4 can play defense. But it's a strategy. I like it, you know.
So 5-5, Moon equalize, still down a break as they started the game on offense. Ref Yonkers staying out there on D, rotating a few other players on, though. We'll see if Lafota's O-line can recover from that little hiccup.
I think Wolfgang Ritter has come on now to the O-line. Came across.
I think he plays O. He usually plays O. Nice round pass to Gasparini. So again, Mooncatchers continuing to throw this 3-person wallish arrowhead zone against Lafota handlers. Gasparini doesn't like the option, goes to the inside pass to Tonelli.
You see now they're transitioning to more match defense, which I think suits them so much better. But
Wolfgang Mitter just on the edge of the end zone line and then pops it in for the score. Lafota keep their lead 6-5.
A little soft push pass for the goal from Wolfgang Mitter. I don't think he played the last point. He definitely plays a lot of offense for them, but
I think their O-line is a bit more than 7 people, so he doesn't play every O point, but I believe that's the line he usually plays with.
probably a good thing to have him on because if they do turn over, I feel like he's probably the best matchup they'd have of their O-line players to take ref. Yeah, don't like that. Don't like that saggy, zony look from Mooncatchers. I think they got the turnover the last time when they actually transitioned to just a straight-up match defense.
I mean, the thing that's working for it is it's forcing a lot of passes. So it's not allowing Lafota to just get in there, give, go, flow. They haven't been able to just lash it deep or, do any of that. So they are forcing Lafota into something else. But in this wind and these conditions with throwers like Lafota, you have to kind of force them to have a brain fart like they did in the previous point where they throw it to nobody. Otherwise, you're not really putting any pressure on.
I want to put them pressure on that give-go handler. I want them to try and throw it deep. I think that's where Mooncatchers have the advantages in the air, deep shots. I think they're allowing them, the handlers, to just work it up themselves and do that kind of give-go swings. I think they need to be tight on the handlers, standing under, make them throw it in the air.
The score is 6-5 now. Lafota up in the air, up in the lead. Podge Sweeney running down the pull. Ben Yonkers takes the first pass. Arthur Feller with it now. Beekmans. Wyszynski's got it. Deep shot for Bontemps. It perfectly placed and perfectly read. Great point by Moon, equalizing it at 6-6.
Beautiful cut by Wyszynski to start it off. One of those guys will always work really hard to get to that open side under. And a beautiful flick shot to the end zone. Did that curving towards the break side. Much easier for the player in offense to run that one down. Didn't give the defensive player a shot. That's the good offense we need from Mooncatchers. I think they finally found the groove now, but those two early breaks are going to be hard for them to earn back.
They got one back. They got one of them back. They're going to need to get one more.
Yeah, they will be hard earned against this Bologna team, and I think they've turned over twice. The O-line has just been mistakes, not really coming from the Mooncatchers pressure, but they will probably turn over. You're expecting teams to do little drops, throwaways every now and again.
It is the first game of the tournament. Both teams feeling themselves out a little bit. We're maybe 2 points away from a Galaxy point situation here, Liam. 6-6 the score. Halftime will be at 8.
Shout out to ULTI.TV for doing the broadcast here. If you haven't already, subscribe to ULTI.TV on Patreon. Just a couple of quid. When it used to be fancy, that was fine with people sharing stuff, you know what I mean? And like, we really want to get fancy their money. But ULTI.TV is Ultimate Players, and we should be sharing the love and the spirit. And if you're watching the stream, throw them a few pounds. Absolute
class organization. Go to patreon.com, search for ULTI.TV. give him a couple bucks. If everybody gave a couple euros, we could make some amazing broadcasts happen here in Europe. So if you want to see that and see more of this CUSB La Fotta O-line against the same Mooncatchers Arrowhead zone, Arturo Laffi. Angelo gets it back to Laffi. Zani now. Trombetti with the Aaron Brooklocker matchup. But La Fotta are here just completely free off of that transition zone, and that's too easy for La Fotta as they make it 7-6.
You know, the transition, you need to actually transition and mark people, and that didn't happen. It took them about 20 seconds there to transition, and that's what Bologna, throwing around break backhands is their bread and butter. That's what they like to be doing. Again, dude, yeah, not liking the strategy, not liking it. I don't think it's really working for them.
Yeah, the marks are very loose. Even when they transition to person, they're marking. I like marking a couple meters off of people who can break really well, but you have to actually be on the right side to put some pressure on it. They're pretty much marking straight up back, which is giving them passes on both sides. And with a team like La Fotta, once they start to get moving, it's impossible to stop. 7-6, a timeout's called. I imagine that was by Moon.
Yeah, I can see them here stacking this O-line, punching it in, and then stacking the next line, you know. In a Galaxy point situation or just before half, you feel like you can run some of your best players because they're going to get a little break at halftime. But they want to get this break back before the half ends.
Yeah, it might have been La Fotta that called the timeout to stack up a really powerful D-line because, like you said, if they can punch this one in, then they get halftime, they get a break. Didn't quite catch who called that.
I think if Bologna break here, it's game over. It'd be a 2-point lead coming out on offense. You know, that'd be a massive, massive win for them.
Another big difference between these two teams is that I think we talked about it on the podcast that La Fotta are a deeper team. They've got more legs than Mooncatchers. Mooncatchers have a few top stars that can hang with this level, but by the end of the game, La Fotta will have rotated their players through a lot more and are probably a bit fresher. So yeah, if they have an 8-6 lead already in the first half, it'll be really hard for Moon to come back from that.
Don't think we've seen Felix Nemec on the field yet, have we? Have you seen him?
I have not seen him. He's also organizing the tournament. I do see him here on the sideline. But I thought maybe he was busy with some kind of EUF organization thing, but he's standing here. He was playing a lot of O-line points in Basel, but not getting the love for the playing time here in Bruges.
Yeah, see him chatting to Odie on the sideline. Some big wigs in European Ultimate. Got to enjoy some Bruges beer last night.
You get some Bruxelles.
We did. I got some Jupiter as well, which is
that's bad Belgian beer.
There's no such thing.
Unless they're sponsoring, then we love Jupiler. Tognetti here for the pull for La Fotta. 7-6 the score. La Fotta hoping to break for half. Moon hoping to hold on and bring it to Galaxy Point. Ben Yonkers takes the first pass. Walsh. Looking for Oshinsky, well guarded. Big pass to space for Ben Yonkers. He tracks it down easily. Oshinsky gets looked off on the cut. Killian Walsh also looked off. A little bit of an off play, but Sofiane Bontemps collects it. Things are heating up here, and pass directly to Luca Tognetti. Conservation of greatness if I've ever seen it. Torben Horschmeyer trying to get CUSB La Fotta's D-line offense going to break for half. Tognetti with it. Big pass into the end zone to the German, and it's defended by Bontemps. Second big play. Let's see if he throws to his own teammate this time. He does.
Tognetti getting a little hot-headed there. Like, that was such a massive moment in the game. Didn't need to take that shot.
Ben Yonkers takes the shot. Over to Walsh. Walsh gets it to Bontemps. Ushinsky guarded by Mastro, completely guarded. Hammer over the top. Now on their doorstep are the Moon, trying to bring it to Galaxy. Ben Yonkers with the disc. Isolated, stack, middle of the end zone. No one really making too good options. Ramoshinsky gets it to the end zone. Oh, and it's misread by the Mooncatchers receiver, and that's going to give Lafota's D-line another chance to break for half.
Nobody wants to score at this point, Ravi. That was again not, that shot was not on. A weird floaty backhand to the open side corner.
Tio Muller was not able to reel that one in. Mastroianni picks it up for the Lafota D-line. Center to Tognetti. Timeout called. How do you feel about that timeout?
Generally just don't like timeouts during like the middle of the play, but you can see Bologna looked a little all over the place there. He needed to calm down on offense. So I think he's just trying to calm down this line, take a moment. They know if they can play the offense, they can play. They're going to score this. It is a strong Mooncatchers O-line. They're very good on defense as well, though.
So we were talking about the Mooncatchers D-line offense is just bang it to ref. But I think the Lafota D-line offense plays more like a regular O-line. They're just a solid group of players that also know how to deal with the disc and aren't afraid to make the point a little longer.
Yeah, the whole entire Bologna roster can play good offense. That's something that their team has that not a lot of teams do, but everyone on this team can hook, can throw, can break the mark. That's just expected from a Bologna player.
I remember talking to Sean Brummy-Scone once a few years ago. He went to a clinic in Bologna when they were, Lafota were coming up. And he said that he was just so impressed that he went to like an under 15 clinic. And he's like, those boys there were throwing better than the U20 players in GB, or throwing better than the U24 players in GB. They start them throwing really young. By the time they're at this level, they're all master throwers.
Such a massive point in the game here. Do Mooncatchers have enough to get the disc back off Bologna? Looking for Tognetti to really run this D-line offense.
Few raindrops coming down. Who does that favor for you in this matchup, Liam?
Certainly not the commentators here and exposed to the elements. I think it probably favors the Mooncatchers, actually. I think more times the disc gets hung in the air or there's miscues, probably suits them.
It's end of the timeout. Tognetti to pick up. We've got the Tognetti-Ben Yonkers matchup. Horizontal stack from Lafota coming out of the timeout to Torben Horstmeyer, who has Bontemps on him. Pass up the line. Nice handler movement from Lafota. Around pass, looking to swing it. Horstmeyer. Great movement and patience from the CUSB La Fotta D-line handlers so far. Nice movement, here we go. Lafota looking to punch it in for half. Nice soft inside break, and that's just a confident, beautiful point from Lafota's D-line offense. Again, if that could be any O-line at this tournament playing like that.
Fantastic offense. Really hard cuts to the open side if they're not on. Swinging early and quickly, moving the disc around. Everyone very confident in breaking the mark. You saw that throw coming to the end zone. And a big, big hill now for Mooncatchers to climb as we go into halftime. Didn't get a Galaxy point we wanted, Ravi.
Did not. Mooncatchers had the disc on their attacking end zone, but threw a bit of a risky pass into space. Muller couldn't come down with it, and Lafota playing nice, confident, clean offense to score the point. 8-6 the score now. Lafota will receive out of half as well, so the boys from Bologna in a bit of an advantage here. We're going to take a little break for halftime right now. We'll be back with you in a few minutes.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
become a member, and
fund
fund
our
our
work
work.
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the ultimate world and beyond.
Welcome back to Bruges, second half action here. Got Mooncatchers from Brussels versus CUSB La Fotta from Bologna, Italy. Mooncatchers in blue, La Fotta in white. Score is 8-6 in favor of the Bolognans, the Bolognese.
Bolognese, yeah, they're 8-6 up, coming out here on offense. So you get this in, that's a 3-point lead. Big mountain for Mooncatchers to climb.
It was the 3 breaks that La Fotta got in the first half. Mooncatchers got 1 back, but only really getting turns off of La Fotta making a errant throwaway error. Copy here. You do see that they've gone away from that sagging defense to more of just a person-to-person. Copy gets it to Trombetti. This is a lot harder for La Fotta so far, so I do like this defensive adjustment by Moon to play person-to-person defense.
Yeah, just go out there and win your matchup.
Zani, you do see a nice, the marks are very far away, which I do think is the right strategy against a team like La Fotta. If you mark too close, they're going to break you every time. Zani now. Over to Tonelli. Oh, a pass to Gasparini, but he collects. Great catch by Simone Gasparini. Another inside pass to Zani, around break. And that's going to be another errant throw by CUSB La Fotta. Mooncatchers will get a chance to break. Gets right back to Aaron Brooklocker. Ref on the undercut. Not usually where he goes.
Yeah, I think if you're a ref and you go deep when Aaron has it, you know he's going to send it.
Great catch by Brooklocker and with the pressure by Kopi. Call down the field, but that's going to stay. Really thought Kopi had position there, but Brooklocker pushes through to make the catch. So far, ref hasn't strict deep yet. There's the throw deep, floating in the air. But it's going to work for Moon as they get another break again. It's a second score for number 2 there.
Fantastic from Demera. You can see they're winning their matchups in the air. They have these guys in the air. And I love that defensive look from Mooncatchers. Sag off a little on the mark, don't let them break you, and put a lot of pressure on the unders. I think they're scared to throw deep this Bologna O-line. We've seen them throw deep once, which was a kind of a mix-up, and there was Ciambetti absolutely free in the end zone. They sent it, but if they keep time marks, try and force them to throw deep, throw something speculative, and then do the same when they turn over the D-line. I like the D-line offense from Mooncatchers. It's simple. They're not
throw deep, win your matchup in the air. Doesn't have to be ref even. So 8-7. They get a break back, but still, they started the climb, Liam. Still a ways to go. They need to give me 2 more breaks this game if they want to win it. So we do see Ref Yonkers back out there. Killian Walsh crossing over from the Mooncatchers O-line to defense.
Yeah, a few crossing over. I think that's how often they are going to be able to afford to do that. Every time they get a break, it allows them you know, a bit extra time for the O-line to come across. You see a team like Bad Skid do quite a lot later on in games, take a few of their O-line players over to try and get some breaks.
Fantastic pull fielded by Laffy. Mooncatchers able to put pressure on before CUSB La Fotta get out of the end zone. Low pass. Still works. Gasparini with the around pass to Trombetti. Again, Mooncatchers coming out with just a strict person-to-person defense. High pass again, collected by Killian Walsh, and they're going to have a chance to equalize here. Around pass to Ushinsky. Another O-line crossover on this point. Ref Yonkers with it underneath, looking for an option downfield. Big hammer, pass to the end zone, and that's going to work, and Moon equalize 8-8. They have done the climb, Liam.
It's Snowman Ravi, 8-8. Another great break from Mooncatchers, finding their groove here, getting excited. You hear a few people on the sideline like they're in Belgium. They should be having the home support, getting people rowdy.
They are in the Dutch part of Belgium. There is a bit of a difference between Bruges and
I don't
Brussels.
care if we're in Flanders or Wallonia, Ravi.
One united country when it comes to Frisbee.
Yeah, looking good here, Mooncatchers. I like the defense is playing regular defense and trying what happened there, get this up there. Okay, that was a miscued pass, but once a disc goes over 10 feet in the air, it's the Mooncatchers player come down it.
And that D-line offense, very, very, yeah, just like you said, exactly what they want. That hammer to space. When that hammer went up, it looked like the receiver was very far away, but he floated that hammer into space. And another collection there for Don Demara. That's, I think, his third break. I think he's caught all the breaks for Mooncatchers so far. So definitely a player to watch out for. Number 2, Don Demara. So Ref Yonkers staying out there. Don Demara as well. They're not tired. Those are two pretty easy break points for them, actually. So they haven't got themselves tired, but they have gotten the CUSB La Fotta O-line frustrated. We'll see if they can adapt. Tonelli gets it to Zani. Zani and Tonelli working with it over to Angela. And again, Mooncatchers shutting down all the easy open options downfield when they're playing pressure. And that's a layout D from Don Demara. Really making his presence known in this game. We'll see if he's going to catch his 4th break of the game for Mooncatchers to take the lead.
Unbelievable game. That's it. Shut down those unders. You see, they're scared to throw deep this Bologna line. They're scared to do it.
Ref Yonkers puts the hammer up to Don Demara, and he catches another one. How many is this man going to do? That's 9-8, and all of a sudden, Mooncatchers take the lead.
I like the offense. Throw a hammer to the break side. It's simple, Ravi. Why have you been doing this the whole time?
I thought you were supposed to throw high to Ref Yonkers, but no, it's throw high to Don Demara. He is really making himself known this game. Keep that name in mind, folks.
That one was dangerous as well. It was a Barzazi was in and around. See Pod Sweeney give Barzazi a little clap. He got D there and scored on, but that hammer was just a very accurate hammer to space. He was quite tight to his player there as well.
But that's what the Mooncatchers excel at. Hammer into the right spot, win the matchup in the air.
I think the CUSB O-line need to think of a defensive strategy that maybe putting on a zone or doing something. Make them do 100 passes to score. They can't have this D-line offense throwing a okay, it's hard to stop, but you don't want them throwing one pass in zone because then they're still fresh. They still have their legs.
For sure, they have to back their players. That's, I think, the first thing that the CUSB O-line defense has to do. When there's a turn, immediately try to guard the deep space. Force them to throw a lot of passes. Try and take away this one throw pass offense that the Mooncatchers D-line offense plays so well. Zone might work, but yeah, all of a sudden, we were criticizing Mooncatchers' little saggy zone they were doing earlier. Now that they've shifted to strict person-to-person defense, shut down the unders, try and generate an option, it's really working out for him, Liam.
Yeah, I think the coaching staff must have been listening to the broadcast there during the halftime. I'm happy to be a coach here for Mooncatchers.
How did you get that role?
Yeah, because I said I wanted them to do well in the podcast. I'm like, Liam, we need you, mate. Me and Aaron are good mates, Aaron Brooklocker, so get in the game. Yeah, I think they like that confidence. See, they're enjoying the game right now. Bologna, not so much. Not so much. They're a very experienced team here. You can see them gathered around having a little chat.
I've seen Bologna in these tough spots before. If you watch the semifinal from the EUCF 2019, Bologna played against Real 5. And their O-line had made a number of mistakes, especially in the first half and a bit in the beginning of the second half. They were in a situation very much like this one. They have to just get a hold, and then the D-line has to come out on fire. Their D-line can win games for them if they need to. They definitely have the capacity to do that, but right now, Moon on a roll. That's not what you want coming out of half. You're up 8-6, and all of a sudden you've lost the lead and calling a timeout before you even get a point on the board. 9-8 the score now. Mooncatchers in the lead.
Yeah, this game is flip-flopped rather quickly. You know, at halftime there, I was thinking, Jesus, I don't know if Mooncatchers can climb this mountain. Now suddenly they're in the lead. I think they need some Pod Sweeney on the O-line. I think that's what they need.
That's what they need? So if you were coaching the Lafota, that's what you would coach?
Maybe. They're like, their O-line is very safe, and at times maybe too safe. You know, this Bologna O-line, all those players like Zanni, Gasparini, great throws, great legs, do all the simple things perfect. But you need a little bit of flair.
A little spice.
A little something to open up the field for you.
Laffy gets it to Zanni. Again, Zanni not liking the deep option. We do seem to be poaching downfield with the ref Yonkers covering Wolfgang Mitterer. Kopi gets it around to Laffy. Switch there, Laffy lashes it deep. And it's off the hands of the CUSB La Fotta receiver. And we got the disc in the hands of Aaron Brooklocker again all of a sudden.
That was a good throw by Laffy. It was a good hook. It wasn't hanging up in the air. Fading to the break side. Should have been caught.
That's Michel Angela, who's usually a very reliable receiver. Just not able to get his hands on it. I wonder what they're going to look for here, Liam. Horizontal stack with Brooklocker walking the disc up and ref in the cutting space. Big high pass to ref. Wolfgang Mitterer on him, but ref is going to win that battle in the air all day.
The only player going to throw a 10-foot high swing across your own end zone to ref Yonkers. Anyone else under that would have been a Callahan, but nobody doubted ref Yonkers for 1 second there.
Not even a little bit. Pass up to Merlin Wolast. Fakes the deep. You see ref Yonkers has taken himself out of the deep space, but also very, very good in the handler space as well. Very dynamic player. Yelling at his team to give him some options. Brooklocker with it now. Ref's now in the deep space.
He's going to send it.
Nice around break to Merlin Wolast. Wolast hoping that ref will give him something. Big up pass for ref Yonkers. Can he get over the pack? Oh, he just misreads it. Oh, I thought he could still have that on the layup, but they lose the option. It took 3 Lafota defenders and a big misread for them to get that one.
I think, again, they just boxed him out. They just surrounded ref Yonkers and didn't let him get a good read on it or get under it.
Gasparini now looking to calm things down for the Lafota O-line. Kopi. Tonelli. Zanni now, he has Gasparini in the deep space with Yonkers on him. Instead decides to go for Laffy around. Mooncatcher still doing a great job of limiting all the dangerous options downfield. And as I say that, Angela's wide open in the end zone, and CUSB La Fotta able to clean things up. 9-9 as Lafota scored their first point out of the half.
Yeah, and I think during that timeout, Bologna have made adjustments on what their O-line is going to do when they turn it over. And they made Mooncatchers take on lots of passes there. You can see ref was getting tired. Eventually just threw a speculative shot to the end zone. If ref got a read on it, he would have caught it. But I think it was better from their O-line when they turned over.
There were 3 CUSB La Fotta defenders on him, but I agree with you. It was just the misread that actually caused the D there.
I think it was just in his way, those players. They weren't competing with the air. They weren't even trying to compete with him in the air. They're just obstacles for him to try and get around, to get under the disc.
Just on the edge of the blocking foul rule. It's a bit of an interesting rule, the blocking foul. You're not allowed to just stop somebody from moving into space if you're not making a bid on the disc. Do you think some of these defenses on ref have been on the edge of that, or?
See, when you say bid on the disc, they can say, well, I'm waiting for it to fall down into my chest. I'm not going to attack it in the air. I don't have to be jumping 10 foot in the air to be making a play in the disc. So I think it's fine. I think they're entitled to take up that space, you know. It's when they stop looking at the disc and start looking at the player. You see things, people say the same in soccer and things like that. If you're watching the disc and you're trying to get under it, you're entitled to be where you are. But you start looking at ref and just focusing on him and not even paying attention where the disc is, then you can maybe start calling a blocking foul.
So see if the Lafota D-line is hungry after being out for quite a long time. They haven't seen the field yet this half. Arthur Feller. Interesting, Feller playing more of a handler role. I see him more downfield, but now he's staying more in the backfield. She's sagging off of the handlers are because Lafota. Killian Walsh and Feller just run right through that. Now Demesmaker has it. Throws it beautifully into the end zone, and Matteo Muller collects the score. That's very easy offense, very confident offense by the Mooncatchers.
Yeah, you can see Bologna trying to sag in lanes, trying to take up space, but just throw around and over every time. You can't do that with Mooncatchers. You have to try and be more sneaky about it. It works with a lot of other teams, that kind of Bologna defense where they're occupying space, but Mooncatchers, everyone on that O-line is so confident at throwing over, around. If someone's free in space, they'll hit them.
They found themselves there. Just a little bit of an upline move, follow a continuation pass, and just flow into space. Too easy for the Mooncatchers. This is kind of what we were saying early on. Lafota's offense is looking too easy. Now it's Moon that are definitely in the driver's seat of this game. They're up 10-9 now. Not the best out of CUSB's D-line first point of the second half.
No, didn't really put them under any pressure. And it's like the game is really flip-flopped. It was the other way at the start was Mooncatchers D-line putting on no pressure on Bologna and Bologna walking their offensive points. Now Bologna looks like they're struggling a little bit in offense. They don't look as smooth. We see Felix Nemec on the field now.
On the D-line, Ref Yonkers not on the field.
Yeah, he looked a little tired there in one of those D-line points last time.
We do see the likes of Don Demare, who's out here guarding Cini in the downfield space. Laffy with a nice in-shot shot to Gasparini. Laffy has it. A round pass, but very easily poached blocked there as Mooncatchers show their jersey. That's Simon Guilonton with the D.
Yeah, throw a little flair there, showboating to the crowd. I love it, I love it.
Oh, that's
great poach defense.
Wyszynski now to pick up with Podge Sweeney on the mark. That is Podge Sweeney on the O-line. But Don Demare with another break. Again, this man's playing incredibly as Mooncatchers extend their lead to 2. 11-9 the score, Liam.
11-9. 11-9, Ravi. Suddenly feeling a little more confident about my pick.
Yeah, who would have called this?
Who would have called this? Absolutely nobody in our picks contest. I'm calling it. I'm calling it here. They're looking good. I liked Bryn Podsweeney on the O-line. I don't know what happened in that turnover from on. He looked flustered.
It was a poach D. Poach D, I don't know exactly who that Moon defender was guarding, but that definitely not keeping them busy, and he just read the play perfectly, got the D, and then that D-line offense from Moon looking very good. You got the likes of Wyszynski out there. You got Don Demare just playing perfectly. I like what I see out of the Moon so far here, Liam.
Yeah, I think they need to be playing a lot of their best players now. You talk about ref didn't play the point. Look, they scored, so it worked for them. But look, if they win this game, it means they probably don't have to play pre-quarter. That's saving their legs. You know, they get an easier road to the final. If they lose this game, you're going to have to play a lot more points. You're going to have to use a lot more legs. So I think they have to go all out.
And they're in a pool of 3, so they only have one more game today against the Terrible Monkeys. And I think that's a game that both these teams are probably going to win quite easily. So I do agree with you. Put everything out on this field, have an easy game against Terrible Monkeys, and then have an advantage bringing that win into the power pools tomorrow.
They can win this tournament if they can keep all their best players fit and they go into the quarters and semis with fresh legs. But they need to win this game.
Let's not count our chickens before they hatch here. Lafota have known to come back out of holes before. Wolfgang Mitterer to Trombetti as CUSB's O-line look to clean things up. Tonelli with it. Trombetti. We do see Tognetti shifting over to the O-line now for Lafota. And you see exactly why there as he moves the give-go pass completely undefended. And another point there, but Lafota still in a bit of a hole of their own all of a sudden.
Yeah, they got to get some breaks. They got to get some breaks. That was good offense there. I think Mooncatchers need to keep taking away that under. Sometimes they respect him, I think, a little too much deep. But you see that give-go handler movement, they're the best at it in Europe. Bologna, very difficult to stop.
That's Luca Tognetti there that was doing that. D-line player, but he's shifted over to the O-line after O-line's made quite a few mistakes there in the beginning of the second half. But they're going to need to bring the fire on D. This is where CUSB La Fotta excel. That little saggy trying to force the overheads, I don't like that look out of La Fotta. They got to play lockdown, energy, use our legs, use the amount of people we have here, and try and put some pressure on these Mooncatchers, because if they give wide open space, Mooncatchers take it all day. Mastroianni to pull. Barsazzi's out on the field. See if he can bring some fire. The young star for La Fotta. Was here in 2019 with Costa Rica.
Yeah,
he's traded up.
Much bigger players on this D-line with Sebastian Rossi and you have Mastroianni. Seen this line play a lot of zone before. See what they do now. Podstrini as well. This is a much more aggressive, big person line compared to their O-line.
Feller collects the pull, gets it over to Ben Yonkers. Back to Feller, and they just give go, and now all of a sudden Yonkers is at the brick mark. I think a travel is called. Yonkers laughs it off. Walsh to Oshinsky. There's a call on the field.
Yeah, I don't think it affected the first pass, so I think it's going to stay where it is. Yeah, I think the people involved in the play didn't hear the call. It should stand.
Horschmeyer there. I think there's confusion as to what the call was. I believe it was a pick downfield. And now it's going back to Killian Walsh. I do believe the rules should allow for that to continue on, but
I think Mooncatchers wanted to Killian Walsh's hands, but further away from the sideline.
Yonkers with a low shot, but it's going to work.
Fantastic throw there. A little spicy. I don't think a lot of Bologna players had an eyeball on it. If they did, they might have been a block in the lane. Pretty much a head-high hook to the end zone.
It's the second time Yonkers put a low pass. One turned into a defense. This one worked out as they found Matteo Muller in the end zone. And they hold on to their buffer.
I think he has that decision-making ability. I think he saw that the Bologna player wasn't looking and saw that throwing window. How are Bologna going to get a break in this game? Good crowd here watching this one. They know how important it is in this open division. What a game, Ravi, to kickstart, competitive open ultimate in Europe. There's been a few little tournaments, but I feel like we're actually back to reality right now.
This feels great, Liam. It's great to be back. We see Chrut there warming up on the sideline. It's going to be Chrut Guayota on the next matchup, so don't go anywhere. I'm sure a lot of you are at work kind of hiding the stream on your second screen. Keep that going. We got plenty of games all day today, all day tomorrow. Today only one field being streamed. Our crew coming back from Sardinia, so weren't able to make it out to have enough people to do 2 streams today, but tomorrow we'll be back to that. So 12-10 the score. Mooncatchers really in the driver's seat of this game, and we'll see if La Fotta O-line can keep themselves steady or if Moon can get another break. Lafield going to start things off. Mitterer goes deep immediately. Going to test Yonkers against Mitterer, but that throw just goes out the sideline. There, like you said, if they bait that deep a little bit, that maybe is Bologna's weakness right now.
Yeah, look, if it's not a perfect throw, it's either going out of bounds like it did there, or if it hangs up, Rest's going to get it. So try that. Make them do that. And then if they score, okay, you keep your legs as well.
Aaron Brooklocker collects the disc, takes it to where it went out of bounds. No options so far. Gets the high swing over to ref, but that'll work. Wolast is wide open for the under. Doesn't gain too many yards, but at least centers the pass. Big speculative option. Laffy takes it down. La Fotta are all out of sorts right now, though. on this transition. From Betty, eventually centers the pass.
Great switching downfield from Mooncatchers. You can see they're trying to get that poach block. If they don't, they recover very well.
Arturo Laffi now gets it around to Gasparini. Gasparini over to Tonelli. And Moon are doing a fantastic job shutting everything down downfield with their switching and their athleticism. Having to force these around breaks, that's all Lafota have. They're able to flow with it there to Laffi. Fakes the inside. Fakes the around. Not liking what he sees. Swing pass around to Gasparini, now knocking on the doorstep. Laffi with all the field to work with. Back to Gasparini. Didn't take the give go, which I think might have been an easy score. He didn't see it. Eventually take the easy shot to Tonelli, and Cus Lafota hold on. 12-11. Mooncatchers still in the lead.
Yeah, they burned a lot of gas, that Mooncatchers deal. You can see at the end there, they'd given up. They were pretty much gifting blind the goal. It took them a while to take the gift, but yeah, big opportunity there. I just want to see them lash it to the end zone. You know, Mooncatchers, I want every time the D-line get a possession, they throw it to the end zone. Doesn't have to be a goal, doesn't it? But you know, you can see them if they swing it over and back, they're going to turn over eventually. They don't have the offensive skills to work it slowly up the field, I believe. But they definitely have the skills to sky the hell out of this Bologna O-line. Yeah, they were more aggressive with that earlier in this half, not trying to play a little more safe, but you can see Bologna have adjusted. I saw a lot of time Laffi there hanging out in the backfield. They've always someone kind of watching the house at the moment, Bologna, which is a good adjustment, but I think send it anyway. Well, we're going to see the Mooncatchers O-line go back out on the field. And it's really up to the D-line. They're going to have to win this game. O-line on Lafota might still, you know, hold steady the rest of the game, but the D-line's going to have to get a couple breaks. They're going to have to start soon. 12-11. Mooncatchers get a couple more holds, game's over. Yeah, with that 2 minute halftime, you know, I think a lot of games are going to get to the point cap. Big pull by Lafota. Is it going to stay in bounds? Nope, it's going to be bricked. A little bit too much on it. Too much sauce. Feller now. Oh, low pass to Oshinsky, but he collects. Yonkers. Oshinsky is an under machine. I watched him cutting there and they tried to take it away twice, but eventually got it. Oshinsky lashes it deep to Matteo Muller. It's going to be Deed. Oh, definitely could have been collected on the second effort, but just pops out of his hands. Should have been collected on the second effort. And Lafota will have a chance to start their break train. They're going to need to start rolling. Mastroianni to pick up. It's a bit of a horizontal stack here from Lafota's D-line. They don't go deep. Podge Sweeney now with it. Up the line to Mastroianni. Mastroianni lashes it deep to Barsazzi. Can he read it down? Oh, it's a bit too far. I thought Barsazzi might have been able to track it, but it went out the back of the end zone. And Lafota's D-line gave it right back to Moon. Yeah, strange. That throw looked perfect for me. I thought he was going to run it down. I think it went out the back. Arthur Feller to start things off for the Moon O-line. Very speculative option there. Really no cutting downfield, and the handler cuts were not on. So Lafota with another chance to get a break to try and equalize the game back at 12s. Podge Sweeney to collect the disc for Lafota. Tognetti. Inside shot to Mastroianni, but that's D'd up. By John Bakemans. Ben Yonkers looking for something, but really strange
cutting formations here by Moon, and they're not really aggressively moving for anything at the moment.
I don't like this vert stack with them at all. They've created a couple of picks there. They're not setting up in time. I'd really like to see them go back to that horizontal stack that was working much better for them.
The stall is going to be coming on 5, high stall. I believe Yonkers going to look for Feller immediately for a reset. The bladey, swingy dump pass to Feller works out for the Moon. Ushinsky now. No options, eventually lashes a low blade deep, but that's going to be easily D'd by Rossi. And Mooncatchers O-line all out of sorts here, Liam.
Yeah, that's the worst offense I've seen him play in a long time. I don't know what's going on.
Rossi now with the disc to Mastroianni. Mastroianni and Rossi working well together in the handler space. Now Patrick Sweeney to Rossi. Rossi's on the doorstep. And another layout D, but this one is caught by Mastroianni. Was he in bounds or on the line? He was out of bounds.
He was sitting on the line, yeah. Almost got gifted a touch there. That was an easy pass, Mastroianni. I don't know how he didn't score there, Bologna. He need to get out of this vert stack.
Another
quickly,
great
Mooncatchers.
Another great D by Bakemans, really saving the Bologna O-line, getting this back. Feller collects it off of pressure. Big high pass to Muller, but it's D'd up. No call there. Barsazzi gets the D. Tonetti. Rossi. Passes around to Sweeney. Sweeney now to Barsazzi under pressure. Barsazzi collects, lashes it deep. Rossi's going to be there, Tonetti's going to be there, and Bontemps gets the D.
Crazy layup block in the back of the end zone. What are Bologna doing? They just need to work it up they can. They don't need to be taking those shots. But
Moon should be taking those shots. Bologna should be working it up, and they're both doing the opposite of what they're supposed to be doing here. I really think that if I'm Moon, I would not take Ref Yonkers off for another O-point this game. He should be in every point on offense, and they can just hold out to win. They're really missing somebody like him right now in this O-line.
you can see, I think it's Pavan marking up against Oshinsky. He's just taking away those unders, which is usually their kind of set play. And without his unders, they're really struggling to get free.
Bakemans eventually gets there, but in the dump space, not gaining any meters at all. Ushinsky back to Bakemans. He collects. Walsh now. Yonkers. Nice space to Feller, and now the Mooncatchers offense finally look like they're working. Feller finds the nice inside pass to Yonkers, who puts it out into space, and that's collected by Sofiane Bontemps, and Moon, after a number of mistakes, finally hold on to that offensive point.
How did Bologna give up that break? They had so many opportunities. Mooncatchers were all over the place. Basically learned how to play offense again in that point. I think a great defensive strategies, Bologna. I think they're taking away the unders from Wyszynski. You know he loves it. He just loves those little first cut unders. That's slowing down the offense. They were taking away their big deep receivers, standing off them. They're doing everything right to deal in Barth scoring the break, which wasn't that hard for them to do.
Now you see Moon, their cutters are very, like, I think when I started playing Ultimate, we would call cutters mids and deeps. And when you get to higher levels, usually that goes out the window because they take whatever they get. But Moon have cutters like Ushinsky that are always looking for unders, and cutters like Bontemps and Muller that are always looking for deeps. And I think Bologna finally managed to figure that out and force those cutters into the opposite spaces. There's a timeout being called. We're going to go to a small commercial break here for ULTI.TV. We'll be right back in just a moment.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
And we're back. Score is here 13-11 in favor of Mooncatchers from Brussels. Mooncatchers in blue, CUSB La Fotta in white. Pivotal game to start the tournament. And the boys from Brussels in the driver's seat still. Liam, your thoughts so far on this game?
Yeah, it's not gone the way I expected. Both teams just, I don't think, really having their strategies right or finding the groove. First game of the tournament, though, maybe kind of expected the first kind of big tournament in a long time. Like you see now, Mooncatchers have to score 2 more points. Just 2 more points. They surely can do it, Ravi. Again, now I think the Mooncatchers O-line for the first time in a while got worked hard there. They came off the field tired, so not really able to cross anyone over, but they do have ref on this D-line.
That was an awful pull by ref, giving CUSB La Fotta a very good field position to start this offensive point. Not what you want. Pull went out of bounds early. And I think it's basically past half field that La Fotta get to start with it. Laffy with the inside pass to Zani. Zani doesn't take the swing to Kopi. Get surprised by that. A little bit of bumping from the Mooncatchers mark, but CUSB La Fotta play through it. Kopi with the inside shot to Trombetti. It's high. Demar is there. He puts the pressure on it, but Trombetti comes down with it. Mitter is open in the end zone, and that's a very quick score for the La Fotta O-line. And if I was Moon, I would put ref on O right now. That was a quick D point. He should be out there. Score your last couple O points. Game's over.
Yeah, ref is running over the line. I'm trying to shoo him onto the O-line myself here. And that was an opportunity to break there as well. Trombetti is probably one of the few guys who has a bit more muscle. Held that position when it was in the air. And then pinged a flick just before the Mooncatchers defense could catch up. Exciting game, Ravi. Exciting game.
So 13-12. Game is to 15. I don't think we're going to get to any caps here, so we'll probably play full time.
I think with ref on this O-line, I think it's going to open things up more. Again, I'd like to see them go back to the horizontal stack, but they're going to have to respect the space a lot more. The big thing is they're taking away the unders from Wachinski. They're forcing it to go deeper. Ref is a guy who can go both ways very easily.
Yeah.
So he's going to be that release valve, you think, now for the O-line.
Other than ref, very familiar faces on this O-line.
Looks like Wachinski's taking one off, though.
Yeah, he worked himself really hard that last point and didn't get any discs, so I can imagine he wants to take a break. That was a quick. That's also what you didn't like about that defensive line point by Moon is you have a quick point for that. Doesn't give your O-line a chance to rest. And their O-line needed rest after that marathon of a point. So maybe La Fotta can capitalize on this energy as we see them putting out their strong players on D again. This pull also out the back. Pull's not on point from both teams here so far.
You can see Pachwini throwing his eyes up to the sky. They can't be doing this. They need to be putting pressure on them and giving them the brick mark is, you know, too easy for them. You have Ben Yonkers now, the whole field. You can see Pachwini sagging. Lane thinks it's a good idea. You have Yonkers in the middle of the field with the disc. Make him throw it to the sideline if you can. Don't give him the pull play.
They're giving about a 5-meter cushion on Yonkers deep, but Yonkers falls over, and I think a foul is going to be called. So that's going to be an uncontested foul, and ref Yonkers will keep the disc for Moon.
Yeah, there was definitely an opportunity to get that disc, and he just unfortunately tripped him. Had to get around that corner without touching him.
Ref Yonkers with the disc, his brother Ben going up line. Feller. Ref Yonkers completely free this time. Puts one deep into the end zone. And that's collected easily by the Mooncatchers, and that's the kind of offense we like to see.
Just what the doctor ordered. Ref Yonkers coming on, running the offense. You see there, his brother got shut down by Tugnetti. Ref gets free. Someone needs to take the shot, the deep shot. Ref steps up and take it. It's that all-round player that he brings to an offense, opens up the whole field. They are 1 point away from winning this game.
14-12 the score now. Here's a question, Liam. If you are Moon right now, do you put ref on this D point, or do you save him for the O point?
think you do. Well, I can see him now. He's like holding his leg and being down, and he's kind of hobbling. Actually, probably not. If he's hurting, but you kind of want to. I like to win games. As soon as you get a game point, I try and win it then and there.
Yeah.
Don't let the team build up momentum. It's much easier to do it now than it will be if it ends up being 14-14 or something like that. I like to go for it straight away. Look, if they don't have the legs, though, you don't want to be putting people out there who are tired. So you probably, yeah, it looks like ref is not in the field now, and then you're stacking the next line to win the game. We do have Aaron Brooklock out there. You got this D-line with nothing to lose.
So 14-12, Mooncatchers' first chance to win this game in Bruges.
Much better pull here.
Yeah, that's Don Demare again, doing more great things for Moon. Nice inside pass to Gasparini. Around to Mitterer. La Fotta has to work the break side. This Mooncatchers completely shutting down the open side. Trombetti. Nice give-go pass with Angela. Laffy. Trombetti now. Carceni to Trombetti. 14-13. 1 point away from Universe. Mooncatchers 2 chances on offense to win this game.
That's the best offense I've seen Bologna playing that point. Work the break side. That's what they're good at. They have great break throws and work those give-go and handlers. You can see they're not used to that style of play. The Mooncatchers, those give-go handlers, getting a lot of joy out of that. And then a shot to the end zone. A bit spicy. I think Walsh did well to actually come off the mark. I don't think he's actually expecting him to still throw it when he was there. Had to really arc it around him. But Mooncatchers, yeah, need to stack the line. I think put on your best players now. I think they still have a timeout as well. So I think put on your best 7 right now. If they don't score, timeout, best 7 again. I think throw it deep to ref first thing as well. I think that should be your first look.
We'll see what they decide to do. 2 chances Mooncatchers have. I do think, though, if they have a much better chance at this point than next point. If they lose this one, then they're going to get a little bit, mental, a little bit in their heads. They got hand blocked on Universe in Basel. So much better chances for them to score at this point than the next one. I would say if Lafota can get this break, then they might have the advantage coming into 14-14. But right now, see Ref Yonkers out there, Ben Yonkers out there, Mathieu Muller, John Bakeman, Zushinsky's back, Sofiane Bontemps, and Arthur Feller. Very, very strong line for Moon.
Such a strong line. They have to make a mistake to not score. They're so good that it doesn't even matter if Bologna put on great defense. They're good enough to score against anyone with 07 on the line.
D-line for Lafota. Tognetti's out there. Patrick Sweeney. See Dave Barzazzi. Sebastian Rossi. Brzezinski gets it to Feller. Ref Yonkers, they're completely giving him the unders. Cheney marking up against Yonkers, giving him quite a buffer. They just don't want to let him go deep. That's the only thing they want. Don't let ref be open in the deep space. Yonkers brothers looking for something. Podge Sweeney almost gets the D, but Feller holds onto it. Low pass to Ben Yonkers. Puck wasn't on, had an option right away. Speculative, big pass to ref. Ref now with it. Goes deep. Mathieu Muller's open, but Barzazzi reads the D better and forces DeMiller to go up early.
He misread it. Came in and shut down the angle. He tacked it too much. He could have caught that, pancaked it, I'd say.
I think he got scared. The defense did that kind of short man D, jumped up too early, forced the offense to come with them. Gasparini, who's crossed over onto this line, collects, gets it over to Podge Sweeney. Sweeney to Rossi. Cheney. Sweeney now. Tognetti. Scooper over to Barzazzi. Gasparini is very, very safe, patient offense from Bologna so far. Inside pass. Now working the break side. Tognetti has it. Eventually Rossi finds the reset space. Podge Sweeney, now they're just working the swings around. Barsazi all the way around, and CUSB La Fotta bringing things to Universe. 14-14, Liam. How do you feel about your pick now?
I feel it's almost advantage Bologna at this point. Last time they played, they did the exact same thing, got a hand block and won. They've just turned over on offense. Mooncatchers, you wonder how they're feeling right now, you know? I think it's got to be send it to ref. I think it's got to be sent to ref. We used to call it the David play back in the day, where it's Universe point, you throw it deep to your best player.
And but you see that Lafota are really baiting. They're really trying to block that. They're giving like 4 meters of space and giving ref the under.
And a timeout called, which was to be expected.
But I believe, I don't think there's going to be any subs on this Mooncatchers line. Be the same 7 out there likely. And Mueller could have tracked that one down. Just got spooked by the defense.
Tried to defensive strategy, attacking this too early, and it kind of sucks the other person in. I think it's always that thing, to win the game you feel like you have to jump the highest to make the biggest sky, and he just got sucked into that.
The throw is on, but this is a mental game. I think I give Bologna the edge just because they've been here before. They did this to them in Basel, and it's that winning mentality. Mooncatchers have played better, especially the second half, but Bologna know how to win, and sometimes it comes down to that.
As a player, you kind of like standing off on defense, Universe point. It's to kind of, you know, go out there and make something happen. And you can kind of use that tension energy for good on that D-line possession. You can use all that pressure to help generate a block. While it's the opposite on offense, you want to be, you know, level-headed, not get carried away.
So I'm curious to see the line here for Mooncatchers. Yonkers brothers both on. Killian Walsh coming on. I think he was off last point.
This is a huge point for Bologna Mooncatchers, but it's a huge point for the whole open division. It's a huge point for Clapham. It's a huge point for Ranelagh, Gentle, all the other people in the open division.
A huge point for the Eurozone picks. So see Barsazi comes out here. Again, Mitterer crossed over to D. Gasparini there, Tognetti. Rossi. A lot of new faces on the Universe point line here for Lafota.
I just send it deep because we're marked by the little guy. Is that an option? Can we?
He's probably going to be guarding Killian Walsh, I would guess. Little guy there is not on our roster, so sorry to him. We'll have to get your name later in the tournament. Tognetti lashes the pull. Ushinsky to pick up. He's not usually one fielding pulls, but he does so this time. Ben Yonkers. Ref Yonkers now with it. Great pass to Ben Yonkers. Half field, all Moon have to work with. Killian Walsh with it. Killian Walsh puts it out to space for Bontemps, and Mooncatchers have done it. They defeat Lafota. First game of xEUCF. Allez le Moon!
Ultimate is back, baby! We're here, it's kicking off in Bruges. Mooncatchers upset the champions. First game in their home country. They're going wild, and they deserved it, Ravi. They deserved it. They're a great team. Had a good strategy. Brilliant throw at the end, just throwing it out to space.
Wow, what was the big difference you saw between the first half and the second half here, Liam?
I think the defensive strategy is changing for Mooncatchers. It's going hard, honest defense, you know. With this kind of weather and stuff like that, you're going to get a few opportunities to get breaks. They did. Good. You see, I think Bologna adjusted to the D-line's offense as things went on, but it was too late in the game. I think if it kept going, they might have got a few more points on the board, but Mooncatchers win.
So fantastic first stream here for ULTI.TV. Universe point win for Mooncatchers over CUSB La Fotta. Don't go anywhere. Next up, we're going to have Grut versus Guayota, a nice fiery game in the mixed division. For ULTI.TV, for Liam Grant, I've been Rai Vasudevan, and we'll see you in the next game.
Called it.